Hello, everyone. I am so happy to be able to come here and give y'all what I got on today. Today is Sunday. It's been a very beautiful day. It's been very beautiful all day. Wasn't too hot, wasn't too cold. It was just right out here down south in Louisiana. I don't know where you are, but down here it's been very, very beautiful and a very good day. And on today, I heard God say, be strong. And the Bible verse say, be strong in the Lord. And I really have to tell someone, just as well as I'm encouraging myself, that you have to be strong. Different trials and tribulations come in your life to test you, to try you, to see how you're going to respond. But it's how you respond that's important. A lot of times we go through difficulties, and don't get me wrong, it hurts. It's painful. The transition is difficult at times. It's very challenging having to do something new. But in life, we go through different challenges, but the challenges come to make us stronger. The trials come to make us stronger. The pain comes to make us stronger because sometimes you never know how strong you are until strength is all you have to go off of. So I want to tell you, man, be strong. Be strong in the Lord. Do not give up. Do not give up hope. Do not stop believing, because sometimes it's just when you feel like giving up or just when you feel like throwing in the towel that God sends a relief, that God sends help, that God sends someone with an answer, or that God opens doors, or breakthrough happens, healing happens, things change for the better. You can't stop in the middle of going through. Going through is a part of the process, and I'm learning that it's painful going through. It hurts and it's trying, but you got to keep pushing. You have to keep going. And I'm telling myself that in the midst of everything going on in my life right now, I have to tell myself, be strong and keep going. Be strong and keep moving, because it doesn't stop here. This is not the end. This is not the end of your life story. This is not the final chapter. Different things happen. One thing takes place, but that's only God's way of opening up a door for something else to take place. So I have my baby on my lap, y'all. But you have to be encouraged and know that God is in the midst of this with us, and we are not alone. We are not alone. He said he'll never leave us nor forsake us. And he said he'll be with us even until the ends of the earth. So in our trying time and in our going through time, it's when we really see that God is with us. Because if we can make it on our own strength, a lot of us would have been given up. I know I would have been given up. I would have stopped. I probably would have been in a loony bin somewhere with all the different challenges and trials and tribulations that I've had to endure in my life from childhood up until now. And a lot of times when you go through things, if you don't deal with it properly, it'll deal with you. And me personally, my issues from childhood all the way up into my adulthood have been dealing with me, to the point I've been taking out my frustrations, going through PTSD. And if y'all don't know what that is, it's called post-traumatic stress disorders. After having a baby, you go through a lot of different mood swings, a lot of different attitudes, a lot of different mindsets. I've heard some people say that they've actually got up and left their children, because they didn't want to do it no more, or some people have just went off the deep end and done some crazy things from what I've seen and heard. But as a doctor was telling me, it's okay to go through things like that. And I have been praying and asking God to help me to come out of this quickly, so that way I can fully do what it is that I'm supposed to do and be there even more for my kids in a positive way. And a lot of times I would take my frustrations out on people that I shouldn't have been taking my frustrations out on, and or a person that I shouldn't have been taking them out on. And people are not our trash cans. We can't just continue to dump our garbage on them like they're the garbage disposal. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people come into your life to help you, or no, let me say it like this. God sends people in your life to help you to get to where it is that he would have you to be. And if you don't notice it, sometimes you'll reject it, or sometimes you'll push it away. And that's been my issue for a long time. I have pushed people away that God would send to me to help me. I would push love away because I didn't know how to embrace it, because I really didn't know what love was. So now that I'm learning what love is, now that I'm seeing what love is and what God is doing in my life, it helps me to be a whole lot better in so many different areas, because I'm noticing that God sent these people to me for such a time as this to help me become who it is that I'm becoming daily, who it is that he sees when he looks down at me. When he looks down at me, he sees a work of art. He sees a masterpiece. He sees the complete work. He sees refined. He sees renewed. He sees restored. He sees me the way that I should want to see me. And I have not been seeing myself the way that God sees me. And times we don't see what it is that God sees. And sometimes when you look in the mirror, you're only seeing your reflection, but you're not seeing God's reflection when you look in the mirror, because we were created in his image. And he sees us healed. He sees us complete. He sees us whole. But it's a work that we have to put in. Never stop loving you. And that's why I said on the last video that mental health is so important. Loving you is so important. Putting you first, taking care of you, being good to yourself. How can you expect someone else to be good to you if you're not good to you? How can you expect someone else to love you if you don't love you? How can you expect anything from anyone if you're not doing it for yourself? So don't put yourself on the back burner and neglect who you are to please someone else or to please any other people. Always put God first and then put you next, because you're important to God. So you should just as well be important to yourself. And I'm learning that, because for so long I've put everything and everybody else before me. And when I had my baby, I really just was like neglecting myself, neglecting time for myself, even with rest and pampering myself and loving Natalie, just taking quiet time and peaceful time to just back up. And even when I had it presented to me to take some time and rest, take some time and take your peace, take some time and do something, I wouldn't. I'd be trying to figure out what I can do next, or what I could work on next, or what I can get done while he's sleeping, or what I can, it's always something I was thinking about doing more, rather than taking the time to rest and regroup, refresh, restart. You know what I'm saying? Step back and actually get me together and then go back at it. And you can't just keep going and going and going and going and going like you're the Energizer Bunny, thinking that it's just going to work itself out, because I thought that, and that's a foolish way of thinking, because it's not going to work itself out. You have to work it. You have to work the work. And I believe we're in a working season where God is saying, work whatever it is that that needs to work the most. And for me, I need work inwardly for it to show outwardly. And even with working with my business, it's challenging getting up every day, doing something new, putting in work, or even at times when I'm feeling bad in my body and I can't put forth work, it's like my brain is still working, because I'm thinking about what I can do next, or what I can take care of, or what I can get done or accomplish in the time that I have. But every now and then it's good to just stop and rest, stop and take peace, stop and just relax, just take a breather and then go back at it, because you're better when you take the time to rest and when you take a break. I consider this as a break. Like, I've been able to get a break away from all the different things that I had in my life that was really, I believe, really challenging. And challenges are good. Don't get me wrong. Challenges are very good, because a challenge puts pressure on you to be better. But sometimes too much pressure busts a pipe. And you don't want to get to the point where you're about to bust, or you're about to blow up on someone, or you've gotten to your wit's end. It's like, shoot, I'm done. I can't take this no more. I'm just whatever. Every now and then it's good to do that. When it's something that's jeopardizing your health, by any means, I'm not saying don't back up and do what's best for you, because you should. And by any means necessary, you should always do what's best for you. But don't blow up on nobody. Don't go off on people like that. And even if you do, you know what I'm saying? Be humble enough to go back and apologize and get it right, and let them know, hey, I was going through some things, I'm in a better place now. I'm not where I was then. And it's been a lot of times I've done that. I've blown up on people. I went off and said some things I really didn't mean. And it's like, once it's said, it's done. It's out there. You can't take back what you've said. So I'm learning how to think before I speak, think before I react, think first. And sometimes I stay in my head way too long where I start to overthink. So that's a fine line. But in this time and season, I'm learning to be strong and understand that everything I'm going through, God is using to work for my good, because we go from glory to glory, from level to level. We're constantly growing. We're constantly transforming. We're constantly evolving. When we stop growing, when we stop transforming, when we stop evolving, that means we're in a dead place of no movement, no life, just stagnant. And we don't want to become stagnant. So you got to keep moving, even if it's just a little step here, a little step there, even if it's, getting up and cooking, getting up and cleaning up something, preparing for the next week, or preparing your day, whatever it is. Or if it's, taking money and putting it up for something, or putting it to the side, saving it for a certain moment, whatever it is that, you need to do a little bit in whatever area it is, work towards that. For me, my biggest thing was saving a long time. Well, not a long time ago, about a year ago. I had a hard time with saving money and putting up, because everything I would get, I pretty much spend it and blow it. I stayed traveling, going somewhere up and down the road. But I come home and it's like, now I'm praying for God to bless me after I done spent the money that he gave me to be able to do what it is I'm supposed to be doing with it. But it's a learning process, and I'm learning that wisdom is a sound key principle. God gives us wisdom, and he asks us, can I trust you with what I'm giving you? So he couldn't trust me at the time to give me a whole bunch of money, because I wouldn't have known what to do with it. I would have blown it. But since he's been blessing me, I've been learning how to be a good steward over it. I'm learning how to be a good steward over money. I'm learning how to be a good steward over my time. I'm learning how to be a good steward over my home and my family. And all that matters. Everybody goes through things in life. We're all going through something on some level. We're all dealing with something. But it's how you deal with it. It's how you go through. It's how you come out. And this is not the time to just give up and throw in a towel. This is the time to be strong and keep going through. Keep pushing. Keep progressing. Keep moving forward. Because it's not how fast you get to the finish line. It's enjoying the journey along the way. And a lot of times, and I can't speak for everybody, I can only speak for myself, I was so in a hurry to get to whatever it is. So impatient. So in a hurry to go do this, go do that. Want to go here, want to go there, want to have this, want to have that. When I'm realizing that it's not about how fast I obtain something or how fast I get to a certain place in my life. It's about seeing those little miracles that God do every day. It's about enjoying the journey every day. Every day, life is teaching you something through something or even someone. God is constantly speaking to us. He's constantly teaching us. He's constantly showing us how to be better and better and better and better and better and better and better. He's constantly showing us how to be our best us by taking us from better to better. So never stop growing. Enjoy and embrace the tears. Enjoy and embrace the trials. Enjoy and embrace the hardship. Enjoy and embrace the moments of silence. Enjoy and embrace you, because you're beautiful. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, and God knew what he was doing when he created you. We're created in his image and in his likeness. He created us to be just like him. And even as he endured through Jesus, all the pain that he did, even going up to the cross, we must endure and go through some things as well. But while we're going through and while we're enduring whatever it is that we're enduring, you just don't stop. You don't give up. You don't throw in the towel like, I guess it's over. It's not over until God says it's over. Whatever it is that you're working on, whether if it be business, schooling, family, the job, relationships with people, whatever you're working on, do it to the best of your ability. Put your best foot forward. Do it with all your heart. And even if your heart is not in it, ask God to search your heart. And if there's anything inside of it that's not right, not like him, not of him or from him, ask him to remove it. Because it's a lot of times our heart speaks louder than anything else. And our heart controls our emotions. Our heart controls our destiny. Our heart controls our day at times. And it's because we have a lot of stuff inside our heart. And the Bible says out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So the heart have to be in a good posture. You have to control your heart. We have to control our emotions. And me, I'm a very emotional creature. So I'm only ministering to you as I'm ministering to myself, motivating you as I motivate myself. We have to take a good heart in everything we go through because God knows what he's doing and he knows just how to do it. He says in his word, for I know the plans and the thoughts that I have and I think towards you. Plans to prosper you, not harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. So if you just stop and give up now, you'll never see what God is doing. If you just, how I heard someone say, if you just get off the train and you haven't completed the ride, I went to your destination that you're supposed to go to, then you're just stopping in the middle and you're incomplete work. But if you stay on the train and just ride it on out, just stick with it, you'll see what it is that God has been doing all along. And you'll see what it is that he sees. And too many times we want to get off the train before we've got to our destination. And you can't get off the train. You can't get off. You got to stick with it. You got to keep riding. You got to keep moving. You got to keep pushing. Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, it's difficult. Yeah, it's challenging. But you know what? They're making you into the best person you could ever be. Your challenges shape you. Your breakthroughs, your breakups, they make you better. Your failures in life, they make you stronger. And you learn from it. That's another thing. Learn from your mistakes. Learn from your tears. Learn from the things that you're supposed to be learning from. If we continue to keep doing the same thing over and over and over and never make any change, then that's just crazy. Because life teaches us, like I said earlier, daily. Something life is teaching us. But you learn from it. You gain some wisdom from it. And you keep moving forward. Because this is not the end. This is just the beginning. And God knows what he's doing. I say that again. He knows. He knows what to do and how to do it. And the only thing he needs is our class participation in doing it. So I inspire you and I encourage you to be strong and of a good courage. Again, I say be strong and of a good courage. And do not give up. Do not stop. Do not throw in the towel. Don't do it. Because that's what the enemy wants you to do. He wants us to give up. He wants us to quit. He wants us to stop. He wants us just to... That's what he wants from us. That's what he wants. He finds satisfaction in us not getting to that place that God has created for us. It's his design to bring destruction and failure. It's his design to tear up everything connected to you. Why? Because if he can stop you, then he can stop everything around you. And a lot of times we don't even know what's in us. And I'm learning that. If we only knew what was in us, we would handle things a whole lot different, a whole lot better. But there's greatness inside of us. There's treasure inside of us. That's power inside of us. That's anointing inside of us. There are gifts inside of us that God has placed inside of us. And they're meant to be used. They have a purpose. And the purpose must be fulfilled. We don't want to just die with all this stuff inside of us and never do anything with it. You know, whatever your gift is, use it. Whatever your talent is, use it. Whatever your ability is, use it and do it to the very best of your ability. You know, just do your best at whatever it is you're good at. You know what I'm saying? If you good at singing, be the best singer you could be. If you're good at cooking, be the best cook you could be. If you're good at teaching, be the best teacher you can be. If you're good at working for other people, then be the best worker bee you can be. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you're good at doing, be the best at it. And do it from a place of love. Do it from a place of gratitude. Serve people as if you're serving God, as if they are God. Because if you really look at it, we really are his children and a reflection of him in the earth. So if we serve people and treat people the way that we would want to be treated, or if we treat people the way that we would want to treat God, I think that's a better way to look at it. I say it. We treat people as if we're treating God, serving God. I believe we would have a totally different outlook on life, period. If we serve people with agape love, tenderness, care, compassion, understanding, gentleness, meekness, long-suffering, endurance, the fruits of the Spirit. You know, if we just do people the way that God does us, life will be so much better. It would be so much better. But a lot of times we forget that God is in each and every single one of us. And when we do other people wrong, it's like we're doing God wrong. And I have been wrong. Oh my gosh, with some of the ways I've been treating certain ones. I have been wrong and totally wrong. Because I was spewing out from a place of hurt and pain. And like I said earlier in the video, if you don't address those things and see what it is that's inside of you, you'll empty out on the wrong people. You'll empty out in ways that you shouldn't be emptying out, or say things that you really shouldn't be saying, or things you really don't mean, or whatever. But you have to address and deal with those things. You know what I'm saying? And if you need help, go get you some help. Oh my gosh, I do not like when people say, oh, just go to God, God's gonna fix it. Or just go to God, you don't need no counselor, you don't need this, or you don't need that, Jesus got it. Yes, he do, but you gotta do your part too. And if you know you need help, go get you some help. If you know you need somebody you can talk to that you trust, you know what I'm saying? Or even if it's people that you don't even know. Because sometimes we feel comfortable, we're talking to a stranger, someone that knows nothing about us. But it's just the ability to be able to get it out. So if you need help, go get you some help. Trust me, I know I need help. I'm saying I can't do this on my own. God knows I need help. And just to be able to talk to someone, sometimes it's a lot of help just to hear things from someone else's perspective. It's a lot of help, and it helps me to see things in a totally different way than I didn't look at before. You know, I didn't hear before because I wasn't trying to hear. Because I learned a lot of times we don't reject the message. We reject the messenger. We don't like who the message coming through. So we won't hear what's being said. We'll listen, but we're not hearing it. We're not really hearing with an open mind, or open heart, or open spirit to receive. So if you need help, get you some help. And don't feel like you got it all together. Because if we had it all together, hey, this would be a perfect world. Now we all have something that we're working on and something that we're dealing with. So if you need some help, get you some help. Do what's best for you, for your mind, for your heart, for your body, for your soul, for your spirit, especially for your soul. Do what's best, you know, because you can't really help someone else until you learn to help yourself. But when you begin to heal and help and move through this process of life and this healing process and this growth process, then you'll begin to see change in yourself. Because that's where it starts inwardly and then it shows up outwardly. So I love y'all with the love of God. And I wish the best for every single one of you. And I just hope and pray that whatever it is that, you know, you may be dealing with or going through right now, that God would heal you from it. Or that, you know, God would give you peace in the midst of it and give you strength to go through, you know, and endure as a good soldier. Because we're soldiers in the army of the Lord. And some of us have been sleeping on the front line, but that's a whole nother video. Some of us have been sleeping during battle and not really paying attention to the signs. of what's really going on and what's really taking place. Because this is a real devil out there that really wants to stop us. He really wants to destroy the people of God. But the devil is a lie. But whatever help you need, or whatever you're going through, I pray that God sends you the help that you need. And I pray that God heals you in this process and gives you strength in this process. And that you will begin to see what it is that he sees. When you look in the mirror, you'll see beautiful. You'll see beauty for ashes. You'll see refined. You'll see strength. You'll see courage. You'll see a warrior. You'll see someone that refuses to quit. Someone that refuses to give up. You'll see what it is that he sees when he looks at you. So, again, I love y'all. And I wish y'all the very best throughout this week. And I hope and pray that God gives y'all supernatural, uncommon favor with everything you're doing on this week. And that he would open doors for you that can't no man close. And that he would close the doors that need to be closed as you continue to move forward. And he would give you peace on your job, peace in your mind, peace in your heart, peace in your spirit, favor with people, and favor with him. So, I love you and have a great night.